also a rescue? You're not going straight.
Well, we're having a similar issue on the left side. But I have to palpate and see whether there's a soreness or not. She might be compensated for it, she might not. So let me see. They have the same thing, same sacroiliac, same location.
This one's a lot younger. She's about 11, 12, that's what they said.
Well, that's what the vet said by looking at the teeth. Look at her ears. I'm trying to figure out anything.
You know, we have exactly the same thing. Exactly.
Well, these two came together, so the same people were riding them.
Well, it probably dumped them on the floor and they collapsed on the left side and pushed that pelvic bone inward, doing some strange maneuver again.
They weren't.
But it's the same thing. Your right side is perfect. It's your left side.
Well, I'm the one who rides her, so when she conditions, we gallop and we jump and she collects.
The pain here, the pain is there, but it's not as visible as the other horse. But you already have the compensation on the right shoulder. The left shoulder, look at, there's no pain at all. See? Yeah. The right shoulder has your brachiocephalic muscles ducking out. See that?
Yeah, see, look at that.
So there is a compensation already. The neck is not as involved as the other horse. I don't think the pole is either. See?
Yeah.
So in general, the other guy was a lot worse in compensation.
We figured that.
You have pain on the lower neck. See this? This is your 5th to 6th vertebra. And that belongs to the fact that she pulls to the left and you bring her to the right. Pretty soon, you know what? This is very interesting for you to understand how you ride and how you're correcting the horses. Because the two horses are doing the same thing. And you might think that it's you, the one that needs to change something. And it isn't. It's that the two horses have a sacroiliac pull on the left side.
So, they both didn't do the right leads.
No, and it's not you.
But it's not
I want to impress this on you because you might be thinking, oh, I'm not good because I'm doing this. No, the horses are compensating from the left hind to the right shoulder, and they all will turn to go left, which is exactly what they're doing. And they all have a weak left side on the group and a very weak right shoulder. And you couldn't fathom that the two are going to have the same thing, but they do. So it is not your fault. Once the horse actually has no pain on the shoulder on the right side and no pain on the sacroiliac on the left, you would expect a straight ride. They will tend to have memory, and remember they have a weak left hind. They will have memory to try to compensate still a little bit more. When they feel there's no pain, they will sit on their butt. And now they're going to feel a very weak left side, not able to do a lot of work, but you build it up in 3 or 4 rides, and in 3 or 4 rides they just, boom, explode in energy behind because they start using it, and when the soreness disappears, the first thing is soreness. The soreness disappears out of the work. The soreness that it will take right now is out of an injury. But when they start working the whole muscle mass, it's like you not doing an exercise and then all of a sudden doing a different exercise and having these muscles being worked and sore. That's how the horse is going to feel in 3 or 4 rides. By the 5th ride, it should be over. So you should have a lot of energy and will and da-da-da-da-da. Now, how often do you do it? Whenever the sacroiliac hurts. Because the issue here is the left sacroiliac. Again, it's exactly the same injury. Who would tell? But that's exactly what it is.
You wonder what they did to him. You know what I mean?
No, they probably vaulted the God knows.
Maybe they were in an accident, an actual accident, you know.
No.
She could have.
No, they didn't. They didn't treat them right. They didn't feed them. They didn't give them water. You know, it could have been anything. They were living on wild onions.
Well, no, but we can fix this. If you have the time to ride these two horses, to have a program, at the very least every other day. It needs to be at least 3 times. If you're going to do 3 rides, one day you ride, one day you rest, one day you ride, one day. If you're going to do it that way, you'll give it time for the muscles that are going to be very sore once you start working on the left side to recoup. And it's going to be easier on the horse. But if I were you, if you want to do 6 days of the week and then 1 day off, just do shorter rides. Instead of doing an hour ride, do a half an hour ride and put her in. And then gradually you will see the loin coming up. Same thing happens on the height of the loin on your left side is much less than on the right side. So you're going to have the same issue. See, that's why you might think, well, my leg is so crooked. I mean, his body's crooked. No, the two horses have a low left side, the two of them. This one is much worse, much less than the other one, I have to tell you. But you still have the weak withers, you have a weak left side, weak loin, weak gluteal, lower gluteal. So it's not your fault or your dad.
No,
I've not seen a lot of bucks, and I see more chestnuts and black ones,
about
you know.
half-hour rides for 3 hours.
That's good.
Is that okay for her to do?
On the lessons, on light lessons, isn't it?
Light lessons, they walk.
No, she wouldn't have any problem. She shouldn't have any problem. No, because
I switch off between.
they're short rides, and basically if the horse can do it, I would want to do it. I would want
So
to
she's
do
got
it.
that one little white sock.
But I'm worried
That's
about it
annoying.
when
I like
the horse
everything
is getting
symmetrical.
sore and refuses
She's got one white sock. I'm like,
Because
can
it's
you have
hurting.
two?
You'll live
She
in.
never refuses, yeah. Even if she's short on her legs, or because she's short,
Then we
she
shouldn't,
wants to run.
we shouldn't have a problem. We shouldn't have a problem. All right, let's do it.
Riding.
So are we doing acupuncture on her too?
Yeah, because it's a sacroiliac also.
No, it's not something we need.
Oh, she thinks it's a candy.
She doesn't think about anything.
It's an
but-
expensive mix.
I used to be like that.
Yeah,
Or we could if we sold our house.
yeah.
Oh, does it think?
Which we wouldn't do.
Yeah, it's just about impossible to fix a sacroiliac by pulling it up. It won't come up. So it won't align. I need to work around it. You need to take the pain away from the sacroiliac. It's a deep injury, basically with acupuncture. Then there will be a time when I come and she will have some bones misaligned, but the sacroiliac will not hurt, and then it will be just a chiropractic adjustment. But it's not the first time, for sure.
Oh, poor babies. That's why it's like saying all the people that had Salem.
See, and the trigger point is sore. Oh, that's also,
She thought his back was broken.
Aw.
So it was that bad.
Good girl.
But as soon as he worked on him, it just smoothed right out.
be very happy after this. Spacey. Very spacey. The trigger points are all sore for sacroiliac pain. Oh,
She's calm.
She's strong. She's used to having people mess with her. She's the one who doesn't move for the vet or the farrier or anything. She just, whatever.
the other one was the wild girl.
Yes, she doesn't like people that she thinks are going to hurt her. If she sees a vet with a needle, she takes off. She sees my farrier's truck, you can't catch her unless you've already caught her. She'll take off.
But you see, I showed her the needle, I showed her the vein, and she didn't mind. I think she associates the person more than anything else.
Yeah.
When she feels the smell of the guy coming, because I did exactly the same. I showed her everything, but she never
She
minded.
doesn't care.
No, I mean on that one.
Yeah. Well, that one's bigger, so I think the people who had her couldn't control her as much as they could the pony.
Cassie, you push on her and she goes. She's like, okay, whatever. Now every once in a while she'll get an attitude that you push on me, I'm going to push you back.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, that's the only time. But Shy, they just need her. And then when we went to get her, it took us 2 hours to catch her and 2 hours to put her in the trailer. She would go in.
No, it took them 2 hours. It took me 5 minutes.
Cassie does
Well, they did a good job.
To catch Shy.
When I came in, she was.
It took them 2 hours to mess with, and they finally gave up. And I walked right up to her and caught her.
She wasn't a threat to me or to anybody.
We've had them for about a year,
Right.
and
They look
they've
so
gotten
much better.
They've calmed down and
I mean, when we first brought them here that first night, they ran around the pasture the whole time. And their hooves were really long, and they were just running. They were scared. But they calmed down. They calmed down for a few days.